good evening, and thank you for joining us on Kwara TV News Now, reaching you live from Kwara State Television Authority at Patayakuba, in the Kwara State capital. You're watching Kwara TV on Star Time, channel 113, and Free TV channel 502. You can always be with us from wherever you're watching us from on Facebook and YouTube at Kwara TV. I am Zachariah Surakat, and I will begin from the FCT, where the Minister of the Federal Capital of Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, has approved the immediate promotion of over 2,000 workers of the Federal Capital Development Authority and the Federal Capital Territory Administration. The promotion was as a result of the examination from Tuesday, November 25 to Saturday, November 29, 2025. Chairman of the FCT Civil Service Commission, Emeka Eze, said on Wednesday that over 2,000 civil servants cut across 165 cadres. Eze described the promotion as a clear demonstration of the FCT minister's commitment to staff welfare and the career progression, from saying that promotion examinations will be conducted and as were due. The FCT Civil Service Commission chairman urged all civil servants to begin early preparation for the 2025-2026 promotion, saying only diligent and hard-working staffs will be promoted. He reiterated that the Commission will continue to conduct promotion examinations using computer-based tests, adding that this will deepen the newly introduced digital platform for promotion examination that was approved by the FCT Minister. On fiscal policies, the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, has revealed that his involvement in the Nigerian sweeping tax reforms has exposed him to serious threats to his personal safety. Oyedele underscored the complexity and risk associated with reforming entrenched systems, particularly those that challenge powerful interest. He noted that the reform agenda is confronted by deep-rooted challenges, including low public trust in government, weak tax compliance, and limited understanding among citizens about the relationship between taxes paid and public services delivered. Oyedele explained that Nigeria's tax revenue remains far below that of comparable countries, making reforms not just necessary but unavoidable. He urged Nigerians who believe in the reform to speak up, warning that silence allows opponents to dominate public discourse. He also highlighted a major communication gap, noting that many citizens wrongly assume the reforms introduce new taxes rather than streamline existing ones. Despite facing threats and online attacks, the reform chief maintained that the current approach is necessary. He explained confidence in Nigeria's future, describing the present reform as the most significant progress he has witnessed and calling for sustained commitment to achieve the long-term results. Moving on to South Nigeria, two more members of the Rivers State House of Assembly have called on their colleagues to withdraw the impeachment proceedings against Governor Similaye Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Odu. The lawmakers Barile Mwako, who represent Kana Constituency 1, and Emilia Amadi of Obeapo, who Constituency 2, made their appeal 2 days after two other members of the Assembly publicly took the same position, urging restraint and dialogue over the impeachment process. Lawmakers Silvanus Enyina Mwako and Peter Abbey broke ranks on Monday and urged their colleagues to handle the dispute with caution and understanding. The lawmakers advocated alternative to impeachment, hinting at a possible path towards reconciliation in the escalating standoff between the legislative and executive arms of government. The call was made during a press briefing in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Speaking at the briefing, Wako, the majority leader of the House and the representative of Omuma State constituency, said they had received appeals from leaders within and outside the state urging leniency. He encouraged fellow lawmakers to reconsider the impeachment process and explore peaceful solutions. Abe, who represents the Gema State constituency, acknowledged that while the governor may have violated constitutional provisions, it is important to consider that the mistakes can occur. He stressed that the governor also has a responsibility to ensure that such breaches do not occur in the future. And now to Edo State. Edo State government has announced that 38 students of the Ambrose Ali University Ekpoma arrested during the unrest in the last weekend will be released. The Commissioner for Education, Paddy Yanu, said that while some students were freed on Tuesday, others will be regained their freedom later on Wednesday. Yamu said the unrest was orchestrated by individuals living outside Edo State who formed trouble, leading to the destruction of properties. He added that some items were stolen from the palace of the monarch in the area. He further noted that following the return of normalcy, the government has approved the resumption of academic activities at the university. Several activists and politicians, including former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and the Senator representing Kogi Central Natasha Akpoti-Ngwagan, condemned the arrest, describing them as a suppression of democratic expression. However, the Edo State government dismissed reports describing the unrest as a student protest, insisting that the incident was coordinated riot aimed at destabilizing the state. The government also rejected claims that the arrested individuals were AAU students or that arrests were made within student hostels. The Pro-Chancellor of Abiola Ajimobi University, Ibadan, Oyo State, Dr. Adesola Adedutan, has called for a comprehensive reform of Islamic education to ensure it extends beyond preparations for the afterlife and aligns more effectively with contemporary economic demands. Adedutan made the appeal while delivering a lecture in Osogbo, Osun State, titled From Faith to Fortune, Building the Prosperous Ummah Through Leadership, Education and Economic Empowerment. He argued that the misinterpretation of Islamic leadership, particularly the conflation of spiritual authority with socio-economic stewardship, has contributed to a persistent gap between faith-based education and practical skills required for modern development. Adedutan stressed that no individual or community can engage competitively from a position of economic weakness, urging religious leaders to adopt teachings that enhance the well-being and economic prospects of their followers. Now to Niger State. Niger State government has given a 2-month notice to people living in hamlets around Kenji Lake to vacate the area so as to be resettled by the Emirate Council. This is contained in a statement on Wednesday by Bologi Ibrahim, the Chief Press Secretary to Governor Muhammad Bago. Bago gave the directive when he paid a condolence visit to the Emir of Bologu, Muhammad Haliru Dentoro, in his palace in Busa. He told the traditional ruler that his visit was to commiserate with him and the entire people of the Emirate over the recent terrorist attack that claimed several lives. The governor said that the resettlement had become necessary to avoid collateral damage as his administration, in collaboration with the federal government, was determined to clear the forest. He said that this was with a view to flushing out criminals who were using Kenji Lake as their camp and as such making the land very uninhabitable for the people around the area. But Bago urged the Emirates Council to raise up to its responsibility and to join forces with the security agencies and governments at all levels to combat any form of insecurity in the Emirates. In the same vein, the Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Dr. Aliyu Abdullahi, said the federal government was also interested in ensuring that there was peace and security across the country. Now to Kogi State. Kogi State Governor Ahmad Usman Odudu has expressed heartfelt condolence to the immediate family and the Nigerian Union of Journalists over the passing of elder statesman and co-founder of the Newswatch magazine, Alhaji Yakubu Muhammad. The governor, in a statement by his special advisor on media, Honorable Ismail Isa, said the late veteran journalist was not only a pioneer of modern investigative journalism in Nigeria, but also a proud son of Kogi State from Dekina local government area, whose contribution to nation building transcended the media space. Governor Ododo noted that Muhammad's role in the establishment of Newswatch in the mid-1980s alongside Delegiwa Ray Ekpo and Dan Agbese marked a turning point in the Nigerian media history, setting a enduring standard for investigative reporting and editorial independence. The governor further acknowledged his distinguished record of public service, including his tenure as Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council of Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, as well as his invaluable contribution to development of Kogi State. He described his love for Kogi State as evidence in his commitment to its growth and his willingness to serve in different capacities. Governor Ododo prayed that Almighty Allah grants the departed soul eternal rest and comforts the family and others who mourn his loss. And finally, popular Nigerian gospel singer Bumi Akinanu, best known for her hit song Omije Ojomu, has passed away. The news of her death was confirmed on Tuesday evening by a close source familiar with the singer's family. As of now, the family has not released an official statement, though few further details are expected to come in days. Akinanu's death follows months of public appeal for prayers and divine intervention as she battles a serious leg ailment. The exact medical details was her illness were never officially disclosed. Bumi Akinanu's music journey began at the age of 10. She later left a career in banking to pursue gospel music full-time, eventually gaining prominence with Omije Ojumi, a song that resonated deeply with Nigerians. Over the years, she released several other gospel tracks, earning her recognition as one of the respected voices in Nigerian gospel music. I will pray that God will rest our soul. With that concludes our package of Kwara TV News Now, reaching you live from Kwara State Television Authority, Akpata Yakuba, Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. Do stay tuned for Ilorin Lerefe. I am Zacharias Racket. Good evening.
Ẹ kú ìrọ̀lẹ́, èyí ni ìròyìn lérèfé láti lè ṣe móhùnmáwòrán ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara. Ètò kalẹ̀ sí Àpáta Yakuba nílùú Ìlọrin. Ọlájídé Ibrahim ni oníròyìn yín. Mínísítà fún olú ìlú ilẹ̀ wa l'Àbújá, Nyesom Wike, ti buwọ́lu ìgbéga lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ fáwọn òṣìṣẹ́ bíi 2,000 tí wọ́n wà ní àjọ tí ó ń rí sí ètò ìdàgbàsókè olú ìlú ilẹ̀ wa l'Àbújá àti ètò àkóso olú ìlú ilẹ̀ wa. Ètò ìgbéga lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ yìí jẹ́ àbọ̀wábà ètò ìdánwò tí ó wáyé láàrin ọjọ́ ìṣẹ́gun ọjọ́ 25 oṣù kọkànlá sí sátidé ọjọ́ 29 oṣù kọkànlá ọdún 2025. Alága tí ó rí sí ètò iṣẹ́ ọba lórí ìlú ilẹ̀ wa Emeka Eze jẹ́ kí ó di mọ̀ wípé àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ wọ̀nyí ló wà ní àwọn ìpele bíi 1,105 lẹ́nu iṣẹ́. Eze ṣe àpèjúwe ètò ìgbéga ọ̀hún bíi àfihàn ìfarajìn mínísítà olú ìlú ilẹ̀ wa sí ètò ìgbáyégbádùn àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àti ìtẹ̀síwájú lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ tí ó ṣèlérí pé ètò ìdánwò ìgbéga lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ọ̀hún ni àwọn yóò máa ṣe nígbà tó bá yẹ àti ìgbà tí ó bá tọ́. Méjì mìíràn nínú àwọn ọmọ ìgbìmọ̀ ilé aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Rivers ló ti tún ké sí àwọn akẹgbẹ́ wọn láti jáwọ́ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ ìyọninípò tí wọ́n ń pète rẹ̀ fún gómìnà Siminalayi Fubara àti igbákejì rẹ̀ Ngozi Odu. àwọn aṣòfin méjì ọ̀hún Barili Nwako tí ó ṣojú ẹkùn ìdìbò Kano Kínní àti Emilia Amadi tí ó ṣojú Ibio Akpo ló bẹ ẹ̀bẹ̀ yìí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ kejì tí àwọn méjì kan ti ṣáájú bọ́ sí gbangba láti sọ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kan náà tí wọ́n parọ́wà wípé kí àwọn akẹgbẹ́ wọn ṣe mẹ̀dọ̀ kí wọ́n yanjú ọ̀rọ̀ ìyọninípò yìí ní ìtùnbí ìnùbí. Àwọn aṣòfin Silvanus Ẹ̀yìnà Nwako àti Peter Abe ló ti kọ́kọ́ bọ́ síta lọ́jọ́ ajé tí wọ́n rọ àwọn ọmọ aṣòfin láti fi sùúrù pẹ̀lẹ́kùtù yanjú ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún kí wọ́n sì gbọ́ àgbọ́yé ìpè yìí. Ló wáyé níbi ìpàdé oníròyìn kan nílùú Pọ́tà ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tí ó kọjá lọ yìí. Ní ìpínlẹ̀ Edo, ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Edo ti kéde wípé gbogbo àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ bíi 38 láti ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga fásitì Ambrose Ali nílùú Ekpoma tí wọ́n fi ṣèkún òfin gbé níbi làásìgbò tó wáyé lágbègbè ọ̀hún lópin ọ̀sẹ̀ tó kọjá ni wọ́n yóò tú sílẹ̀ ní kòpẹ́kòpẹ́ yìí. Kọmíṣánná fétò ẹ̀kọ́ Pàdí Ìyámù ló jẹ́ kí ó di mọ̀ wípé àwọn ti dá àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kan sílẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ Ìṣẹ́gun tí àwọn kan sì gba ìtúsílẹ̀ ní ọjọ́rú ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ó ti wí, Ìyámù sọ wípé lásìgbò ọ̀hún ni ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ gbà tí ọwọ́ àwọn èèyàn kan tí wọ́n kì í ṣe olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ Edo tí wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ wàhálà náà nínú èyí tí wọ́n bà ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ohun ìní jẹ́ tí wọ́n sì tún kó oríṣiríṣi nǹkan lọ nínú ààfin ọba ìlú ọ̀hún. Ó tún fi kún wípé nígbà tí àlàáfíà ti padà dé sí agbègbè ọ̀hún báyìí ni ìjọba ṣe fọwọ́ sí kí ètò ẹ̀kọ́ gbéra sọ ní ilé ẹ̀kọ́ fásitì Ambrose Ali ní ìlú Ekpoma. Ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ajìjàgbara, àwọn olóṣèlú tó fi mọ́ igbákejì ààrẹ ilẹ̀ yìí tẹ́lẹ̀ rí Atiku Abubakar àti sínétọ̀ tí ó ṣojú àárín gbùngbùn ìpínlẹ̀ Kogi Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan ló bu ẹnu àtẹ́ lù bí wọ́n ṣe fi òfin gbé àwọn ènìyàn náà tí wọ́n ṣe àpèjúwe rẹ̀ bí ohun tí ó dúnkùkù lajà mọ́ ètò òṣèlú àwarawa nílẹ̀ yìí. Gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Kogi Ahmed Usman Ododo ti fi àìdùnnú àti iṣẹ́ ìbánikẹ́dùn rẹ̀ ránṣẹ́ sí ìdílé àgbà ọ̀jẹ̀ nínú iṣẹ́ ìròyìn àti àjùmọ̀dásílẹ̀ ìwé ìròyìn Newswatch Alhaji Yakubu Muhammad àti gbogbo àgbáríjọpọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ akọ̀ròyìn nílẹ̀ yìí. Nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan èyí tí gómìnà náà fi síta gba ti ọwọ́ olùbádámọ̀ràn rẹ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìròyìn Honorable Ismail Isa, ó jẹ́ kí ó di mọ̀ wípé àgbà ọ̀jẹ̀ níròyìn ọ̀hún kì í ṣe ọ̀kan lára àwọn tí ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ òfintótó ìwádìí iṣẹ́ ìròyìn nìkan lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí, ṣùgbọ́n ògbóǹtarìgì ọmọ bíbí ìpínlẹ̀ Kogi tó ṣe é mú yangàn. Ó jẹ́ ọmọ bíbí ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Dẹ̀kínà tí ipa rẹ̀ tó kó kọjá ẹ̀ka ìròyìn ní orílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. Gómìnà Ododo wòye pé ipa tí Muhammed kó nídìí ìdásílẹ̀ ìwé ìròyìn Newswatch ní àárín ọdún 1980 ní ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn ènìyàn bíi Dele Giwa, Ray Epu, Dan Agbese jẹ́ èyí tí ó yí ìtàn ìròyìn padà ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Gómìnà Ododo wá gbàdúrà sí Ọlọ́run Allah láti fún un ní ìsinmi ayérayé tó sì tu àwọn ẹbí rẹ̀ nínú láti dárò àdánù lánàá. Gbajúgbajà olórin ẹ̀sìn Kìrìsìtẹ́nì kan Bùnmi Akínláàánú tí gbogbo ènìyàn mọ̀ sí Omijé Ojú Mi ti jáde láyé. Nírọ̀lẹ́ ọjọ́ Ìṣẹ́gun ni ẹnìkan tó súnmọ́ ìdílé náà fi ọ̀rọ̀ yìí léde fún gbogbo àgbáyé. Ikú Akínláàánú yìí ló wáyé lẹ́yìn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àrọwà ẹ̀bẹ̀ fún àdúrà àti ìgbọ́wọ́lé àtòkèwá látàrí bí ó ṣe ń kérora lórí àìsàn ẹsẹ̀ tí ó ń dà á láàmú. Wọn kò sọ pàtó bí àìsàn náà ti rí fáwọn ènìyàn. Láti ìgbà èwe ni Bùnmi Akínláàánú ti ń kọrin ìgbàgbọ́ yìí tí ó sì fi iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ sílẹ̀ nínú iléeṣẹ́ ìfowópamọ́ láti kúkú dojúkọ iṣẹ́ orin tí Ọlọ́run sì jẹ́ kí ó rí ọ̀nà àbáyọ tó di ìlú mọ̀ọ́ká pẹ̀lú orin Omijé Ojú Mi tí ó wọ akínyẹmí ara àwọn ènìyàn orílẹ̀-èdè yìí lọ. Lẹ́yìn Omijé Ojú Mi yìí, ó ti kọ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ orin bíi Dábírà, alábàárìn àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ tí ó mú kí ó di ẹni tí ohùn rẹ̀ wuni láti gbọ́ nídìí orin ẹ̀sìn kìrìsìtẹ́nì. Kí Ọlọ́run bá wa tẹ̀ sí afẹ́fẹ́ rere. Níbi tí a ó rí ìròyìn lérèfé ti sáà yìí mọ́re bó bá di ní àṣálẹ́ a mú ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ ìròyìn wá fún yín. Títí ìgbà náà Ọlájídé Ibrahim ló ti ròyìn fún iléeṣẹ́ móhùnmáwòrán ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara. Ẹ kú ọwọ́ lẹ́nu iṣẹ́.